Apparently, we're live. I should
Hello.
learn to control the stream at some point. Hello, and welcome to Kiss of Strahd. Um,
You could control it, but you'd need to be in my house.
yeah,
I suppose you could remote into my house and remote control the stream remotely from there. But that would be like remoting in remotely from somewhere else to remote something. Feels a bit overkill.
I'm very lazy.
Yeah. And if I'm here to let you remote, I'm here to do it, so it's all good. But thanks.
Happy Monday, everybody. Get into it, I guess. We've done our
Thank God.
preamble just off stream. You don't get to see our real life banter.
Is that what that was?
What, the 5 minutes where Hazel and I just made noises? Yeah. Yeah. The circle of life. And welcome.
Strikes.
Yeah.
Because it was so perfect.
What with that particular voice, I thought that would help us. Where we left off last week, I can't concentrate. It's not good. I always have to take time to get into the DM groove. I don't know about you. You had dinner with Strahd. It was suitably tense. You were delivered back to Argynvostholt, so I suppose you are just pulling up in the carriage unless there's anything else you wanted to do along the way.
Thought we were going to Vallaki.
We've got to retrieve stuff and get Graham first.
Thought Graham was meeting us somewhere.
You said you would meet Graham 24 hours later at Argynvostholt before you had been invited to the castle.
Sounds like something we would say, but
I had to prep for today. I had to rewatch like 3 different random episodes, and I bet that none of them are very helpful. Well, that's what you said. So you're being dropped off at Argynvostholt, and if you have no need for Rahadin, he'll fuck off.
Yeah, get his creepy ass out of here.
Yeah, we don't like him. We won't tell him that.
A few moments will pass. How long a measure of time is a moment? I say it a lot. A moment passes.
It's just a convenient nondescript passage of time that can mean anything you want it to.
A nondescript passage of time passes, and Alessandro, you feel the unmistakable weight of Graham. He lands on your shoulder. You feel the clumsy sort of hitting of his wings into your back as he and your head as he collides with you. His claws digging into your shoulder. His little tail thumping against your back. And a voice that none of you can see, or so a disembodied voice, just suddenly say, "I thought you were dead!"
I am very, very sorry. Are you okay? How did your mission go?
Dead. 2 of us are dead.
He's not wrong.
That's very confusing. Am I all right to bamf?
As the coach pulled away?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, go ahead if you feel comfortable.
All right. He'll flutter over. I never think it's a flutter. That's too dainty. But he'll flutter to sort of be in the middle of all of you so we can look up at all of you. Okay. I got into the church. No, I couldn't get into the church. I went to the church, but then there was like an invisible wall, so I waited in the orphanage across the street because it was empty, because it's not all burnt down. It's just a bit burnt down, but there's no one in it because it's a bit burnt down. So I waited there, and eventually I saw her through a window. So I thought, that's all right, she's okay. Then I went to sleep. Then I woke up and waited a bit more, and eventually she left. So I flew over. I was invisible, and I said hello, but she screamed because I forgot I was invisible. So I went visible, and then someone else screamed. So I wasn't sure what to do, and she said, let's go to the orphanage and get out the way. So we did, and we talked in there. And she said, hello, Alessandra. No, say hello, Alice. Say hello, Alice. Hello. She said hello. What then happened? Then we went to get breakfast, so I went invisible again. And we chatted for a bit. She came back to the orphanage and we hung out, and then she said she had to go back to the church, and I said I was going to go back and see you. She said if I needed to stay somewhere, I could stay at the church, but obviously I couldn't because there's a weird wall in front of it. And then she said that later she was going to go see Vasily, and I remember you saying you thought he was a creep. So I thought, oh, that's not very good. Can I come with you? And she said, no, that'd be weird and hard to explain, but she'd leave me some leftovers at the orphanage. So I flew back here because I thought you were expecting me, but you weren't here. And then it was going to be the evening, so I thought maybe I need to go back and see her again. So I thought I'd leave you a note, but then I remembered I can't read or write. So I just flew back and hoped you'd wait for me. And I went to Vasily's and I looked through the windows, but all the curtains were drawn, so I couldn't look through the windows. So I went down the chimney, and Irina was in there, and she looked really happy. She was talking to this woman who I've not seen before. She had black hair. And then I saw that woman that turned into bats, and she saw me. So I left really quickly and I hid nearby, but I didn't see them come out. And then it was getting morning again, so I thought I should come back and tell you because you were expecting me. But again, you weren't back yet, so I waited, and now you're here, and that's why I thought you were dead.
Wow, that was a lot.
Yeah, I'm not even going to verbally respond. Can I just take some of the fruit that I'd taken from Strahd's castle and like the sweetest bits and offer them to him?
Oh, fuck yeah.
You did such a good job. The woman who turned into bat, do you mean when Vallaki was attacked?
When it was on fire, yeah.
And she was in the house with Irina?
Yeah, and another woman with black hair, but I didn't see Vasily, but I wasn't there very long.
The woman, which of the two women was Irina talking to, or was she talking to both of them?
They were all in the same room.
And she seemed happy?
Yeah.
Do you know what they were talking about?
Oh God, because she saw me. She saw me. I was invisible, and she saw me. I think she'd said she'd done a good job, and Irina looked really pleased.
Okay.
There's not a chance that you perhaps forgot to go invisible. Sounds like you had a lot on.
You know, if Graham said he was invisible, he was invisible.
I did realise after I'd come down the chimney, so I was a bit ashy, so maybe I wasn't as, sneaky as I could have been. A lot happened very quickly.
It sounds like we might have to go to Vallaki and check on your friend Irina in person.
Oh,
Yes.
at some point, I should say, Gertruda's with you, so she'll say, "What is this charming little thing?" And she is on her knees. She looks like she goes to like take a piece of fruit to feed it to him, but he she goes to reach for the fruit, Graham, you don't really see it, sort of goes all cat. His sharp little teeth come out, and he looks at her really angrily and hisses a bit, and she just shies away.
Um, Gertruda, this is Graham. Graham, this is Gertruda.
Teeth. I mean, I'm right here. You could ask me. Who's this?
Is my sound being weird?
I didn't
No.
hear anything just then.
Okay. Did you hear me introduce Gertruda and Graham?
Yes, sorry, so you have said it. That's me going, Well, Gertruda, my name's Graham, and I'm an imp.
And Graham is my closest companion and most trusted colleague and ally.
That's right.
He's been checking ahead for us to make sure that where we go next, we are safe. Doing very important work.
Well, this is already a very strange and exciting beginning to this adventure. I've never met an imp before. I don't know what an imp is, but it's lovely to meet you.
Graham, do be polite, please.
I'll be polite. She wasn't being. Sorry, you've taught me that. It's been 24 hours. I have not seen you for such a long time. He'll like stand up and wipe some fruit juice off his face and go, "How'd you do, miss?" Like that.
Perfect, as always.
I
Thank
thought he
you.
was asking how we got on.
No, it's a phrasing I've heard in some places. It's colloquial, but it really does just mean hello.
I understand what it means. I just initially thought he was literally asking us, how did we get on?
How did you get on? Why weren't you here? What was that carriage? Where'd you get her? Sorry,
Um,
Gertruda. Where'd you get Gertruda? I'm getting better at this.
we were our presence was requested by the Lord Strahd. Yeah. So Gertruda was staying with Strahd due to some family problems. We're all aware of those to some extent. So we have offered to help Gertruda find her own place in this world.
I
Okay.
you went and saw Strahd, but you're not all.
Not as far as I'm aware. Do you want to check? And I'll show him my neck.
He will fly up and have a good look round.
Good. Is everyone else okay? It's been quite a intense day.
So you've travelled through the evening to get here. It was a smooth enough journey. So as you stood in front of Argynvost, the sun, the light is just breaking on the horizon. I'll let you have a long rest if you want.
Pretty sure we already had one.
I did.
Have any? Yeah, I don't know if any of us have used any.
We had a short rest, but I don't think you
I
had.
am extensively spent.
Did you not have a rest when we did?
I guess not.
I
I
did.
don't mean
I had a short rest. I thought I had a short rest. I didn't have a long one.
I don't mean any offense by this, but we should check Gertrude's neck as well. Is she even aware what he is?
Yes.
Yes.
Then we definitely should check then.
If you're looking for bite marks, I do have them.
You do?
But I don't have the teeth.
Yet.
But how did this happen?
I don't quite remember. He just seemed so charming. We were walking around the castle and he'd settled me in and he asked and I said yes. And it hurt and then it was nice.
Did you want?
Again. But I don't really remember.
We need to get you seen.
Seen?
Cedric, can you do anything about this?
I was just wondering myself. Let me just have a look at my priestly spell book. I do have some restoration magic, though it is of the lesser variety.
Wait, are you saying something's wrong? What's wrong with me? You just took some blood. That's what he said it was.
Yes, but the issue with vampires such as Strahd is that their bite can, not necessarily is, be infectious.
So if I bit someone,
Not at present.
how do you know?
Do I know
Well,
anything, as Olaf, do I know anything about vampires and how
Roll
they act?
me a... What feels appropriate? History?
I'm going to use
Maybe...
knowledge from a past life as well. Past
Yeah.
life.
Hang on. If them vampires they bite folk, the folk turn into vampires too.
Yes.
You wonder the bloody Walding vampires.
Olaf with a 14. Yes, what everyone's saying is right. You know a vampire, the way vampires are made are by other vampires. You're not entirely sure how, though. But she doesn't look like a vampire.
Doesn't mean she's not
You
turning into
can,
one.
yeah, you can like take her wrist and stuff, and she's still got a pulse.
We need to keep an eye on her
I'm
vital signs.
I'm going to walk over holding my little sun amulet, and I will say a fancy little prayer and give her a tap and cast
What are you
remove
doing?
curse. I'm just um, praying for you that you'll be fine.
Yeah, my mum used to do that. It, I feel fine.
Well, I would appreciate it if you would humor me. Um, unlike
Fine.
unlike your presumably unlike your mother, my prayers actually have effect.
Gonna do something to me, then?
Um, if you are plagued with any form of something that could be considered a curse, such as vampirism or lycanthropy, from what I understand, hopefully it will ease, if not eradicate, the problem.
Alright then. Yeah, you can do that. And you don't see anything about her change. The bite marks are still there.
We'll keep an eye on her. We'll keep an eye on you, Gertrude. I'm sure you'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. But still,
I'm a bit worried now, but okay.
better safe than sorry.
Would you like me to momentarily distract you? If it would bring you some degree of ease.
Okay.
Um, I hope I am not going to need the ability I'm about to use later. But if you are so inclined, I can show you what sunlight feels like.
Really?
And I
Yeah.
will it will be a divine manifestation, but it will feel like the sun.
Yes, please, go on.
So I will cast daylight just above us in the little courtyard to try and occupy Gertruda. And then at some point, I will look over to Magus while she is momentarily distracted and just kind of go, this might be a good time to get the book.
As you cast that, I'll be like, that's one way to find out.
That's not what I'm intending. I'm hoping prayers to remove the curse would circumvent that being necessary.
What are
She
we going
is.
to do with her?
Leave her in the church in Vallaki.
You want me to go fetch it now?
Yes.
Sure. Sure it's a good idea.
Well, we're going to need it sooner rather than later, I think.
So then I'll be back soon. Maybe meet you on the way to Vallaki.
So how does Gertrude feel about the sun in this moment?
She is staring up at it, wide-eyed, oohing and ahhing.
She's not screaming in agony, so it seems she is not a vampire. I mean, it's a brave way to test it, but I suppose the right way. If she had have been pained by the sun, then we probably would,
It was genuinely an attempt at a comforting gesture, Olaf.
I think it's perfect. It's a comforting gesture for the living and something more for the fiendish.
Tom, I don't need to RP that. You will be able to find the book just fine.
Right, I will meet them wherever I can on the way, so just tell me when I'm back.
It depends if anyone's moving.
Where are we going? Are we going to see Irina? What are we going to do with this young lady? How do we
We're
make sure
taking
she's
her
safe?
to Vallaki and checking on Irina.
Yes,
Let's
if
move then.
Irina is spending time with Vasily and the woman who turns into bats and is being told that she's doing well, or what she has done well, that I find highly concerning on many levels.
And you are making your way back to Vallaki on foot. It will take you about you can call it about 4 hours. So it will be lunchtime by the time you get there, and you will have no issues on the way because what would random encounters do to enrich your journey at this point? Is there anything you wish to discuss on the way before you approach Vallaki?
What about these ladies with dubious cooking approaches?
I think once we've checked on Irina, then we can travel to Barovia and investigate.
Very good. I suggest we leave her somewhere safe. It's not a place for her. I'm sure she would enjoy it, but
I was actually wondering whether it would be good for her to see her hometown from a different perspective.
we just saved her from being damned, and do we really want to take her near those creatures?
Really, I would say it's her decision. We can give her options, but
I get the feeling she will go wherever she can. She is hungry for excitement and adventure, and that is how many young people die.
that is the life that she chooses. Who are we to say that it should be anything different?
She's a child.
So am I. I'm sure so were you when you first started going to war.
Yes, but oh, if I had a elder who saw my plight and steered me in another direction.
And what would you have done instead in this place?
Well, this is the thing. I am not from this place. I might not be here at all.
She is.
A strange suggestion, but you could always try and introduce her to the burgomaster of Barovia.
One second, is that Lady Voctor now?
No, in Barovia, that's Ismark.
Oh, the Ismark, sorry. Oh,
Irina's brother,
Sometimes.
yes.
that could work.
I thought he would appreciate help running the town. And also, perhaps, a degree of female company, although it may irritate Strahd. It does feel strange that I suggested that.
We will leave her where she's safe. We will visit Vallaki. Maybe she could help at the orphanage for a while, or help with the orphans if there is no orphanage. Spend some time at the church, though Irina has been compromised. I have my concerns about that. We could maybe even leave her with Vastani, or if she so chooses, continue with us. True. The majority of this conversation, do you have any thoughts on what you would want to do?
I wasn't sure if I was here.
I kind of thought she was distracted by the sun. That's why I was talking.
I'm very excited to see Vallaki. I don't know how long it takes to see a town. Would we be staying for very long before you needed to go back to Barovia? I mean, the little I saw of Barovia before I left, it was rather drab.
Well, we would move on quite quickly, or at least we would plan to. But we can find you accommodation. We can introduce you to some of our friends, so you can spend a little bit longer there.
I
And
would
then we
like
can return.
Is it always this much walking when you're adventuring?
Unfortunately, yes. We don't really have the money for carriages.
I might need more shoes.
Are your feet tired?
Yes.
I can get you a horse, but you need to not freak out.
Why would I freak out at a horse? I mean, I've seen the horses at the stables back at the castle, and they're big, but they're lovely creatures.
I'm trained to find horses and summon steeds, but unfortunately, when I do so in these lands, the horses are past their best.
Horrifying.
They're dead. They're quite friendly, but
would a dead horse help?
It is
because it
animated.
doesn't know it's dead.
Richard,
Like-
do you remember talking to two people who are in fact
Dead.
deceased?
No, I can do this. Like the skeletons at the castle. They
Yes.
were still moving, but they were skeletons.
That was the
Yes,
comparison I
anyway.
was going to draw.
And to be fair, I am not dead. I just, my heart beats about 5 or 6 times a minute. That's not dead. I'm just very slowed down.
Fred, it's very healthy to have a low blood pressure.
Exactly, and mine is about as low as it can get.
Well, if you don't think it will be too uncomfortable, I would appreciate a horse. Although I've never actually ridden a horse, so we can give it a try. I would like to see it.
Very well. Well, we'll be walking along, and it takes 10 minutes, so he will be closing his eyes, concentrating, trying to sense a steed, using the find steed spell.
No, I'm sure at some point I would have had riding lessons. Can I explain to her the basics of
Yeah. I will, yeah, every so often I will put my fingers in my mouth. I can't do it because Matt can't whistle very well, but I'll do like a really piercing whistle. And after about 10 minutes, you will, this rather emaciated, skeletal looking horse with red eyes will come trotting out of the woods.
What's red eyes like Bucephalus? Oh, this
Who?
is fine. Hello. And she'll go up and stroke the. What is this bone on a horse?
The snoot.
The snoot.
The boop snoot.
Boop the snoot.
Who is this Bucephalus?
Oh, there you go. It's actually summoned a ginormous horse onto them.
That's a fucking big horse.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not really that big.
I had other tabs open.
It's just because it's just because it's a map and it's not to scale.
It's a Trojan breed of horse.
Yeah, it's huge.
If it lies down, it would crush Vallaki.
While she's stroking the horse, she'll say, Bucephalus is Strahd's horse.
Is that horse dead as well?
He doesn't look dead, not like this, but he does have red eyes.
Learn something new every day, and I will hold my hands out to help her get up onto the horse. It will have a saddle on it because it's a dead war horse.
Then with Alessandra's instruction, actually, no, let's make it fun. Where's Gertruda? She can roll. What would we say? Straight dex?
Dexterity, probably. Athletics or acrobatics, probably.
I'd say acrobatics. It's all about the balance.
Yeah.
How many of us have rode horses here?
Our animal handling's about 2.
Me?
I think because it's been summoned by Olav, it's just very. It's summoned to work for him. I don't think there'll be an issue there.
It is. It
It's
says
more
in the
her
spell.
skill.
It is unusually intelligent, strong, and loyal. It's just a bit dead.
She's quite wobbly.
Okay.
If anything, I think Alessander is probably holding her up. Like, it's difficult, like when you hold a kid on a bike, but it's a woman on a horse. So you've got one hand up on her back for most of the ride. She just can't get that
The rhythm.
motion. Yeah. It throws her off just constantly. So in the end, she's just, it's a wobbly ride, but she appreciates it and is having the time of her life.
The sad thing is, when I was not in Barovia, he didn't look like this. He looked quite
Does
healthy.
he have a name?
I never gave him a name. Would you like to give him one?
I don't know many names. So it's a boy.
I'll look back. It's hard to tell. But yes, it was a boy.
There was a prince in phase 3. I think it's a prince.
Wonderful choice.
I'm so sorry I lost everyone there. What was the choice again?
Prince.
Prince.
Like in my book.
Very fitting. He is the most loyal and courageous beast.
If you
could-
make a
You could say he's the horse formerly known as Prince.
Well, he's more the former horse known as Prince. But yeah, pretty much.
You knew what I was going to do the second I started smiling, didn't you, V?
Yep.
Well,
I'm not sorry.
You shouldn't be. It was it was a good joke. Let's move on. Okay, as you clip clop up to Vallaki, are you keeping the horse?
I mean, how dead does he look? He looks pretty bad, right?
He's 100% a skeleton.
Yeah, well, I can maintain a telepathic link with him within a mile, so I would just hide him in a copse of trees or something outside of the Vallaki in case I need him.
And out of interest, Hazel, did Alessander teach her to ride side saddle, or I don't know what you call it normally? Normally.
I think he would have taught her like he remembers seeing Ellie being taught, which he'll explain side saddle, but he'll then tell her how to actually ride it properly, because I imagine Ellie would have learnt like a lady and then gone, fuck this.
You're going to straddle the horse normal, like a proper rider.
She'll be astride the horse.
And then as you're walking towards Vallaki, you will have her sort of whisper in your ear, is it normal for it to hurt this much?
You just need to build up a decent resilience in your ass. It takes a while. And it's also
The other thing that
your technique is kind of a bit off. You're not moving with the horse. You're just like bouncing off it, really.
what exactly is the saddle, mate? It's just a standard leather saddle, isn't it?
It'll be quite a it'll be one designed for war, so it will be.
It's too freaking wide for a.
Yeah.
Anytime the first time a person rides a horse, after an hour they go,
everything hurts.
oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Unless they like spanking.
No,
it's more
it's a different. It's a
the-
hip thing.
I have
a hip
actually
thing.
ridden horses. It's not like
But I guess also with her, she'll have quite a bruised coccyx. Yes.
It's just using muscles you don't normally use, isn't it?
And joints that don't normally go that way. Alexander will offer to ride the horse and allow her to sit side saddle if she would prefer.
Oh yeah, she'll 100% let you do that. So it'll be a bit easier now.
Yeah, and he looks very uncomfortable.
Riding a dead horse.
No, being that close to a woman he doesn't know.
Oh, she has her arms around you. She loves this.
He is leaning away as politely as he can manage.
I say she's got her arms around you. It's not so much. Don't get a romantic image in your head. She rolled a 7. She's holding on for dear life.
Oh, okay, perfect. He can manage that.
Great. So you park Prince. You walk up to the gates of Vallaki. You can see from a distance the crimson banner of von Zarevich, a crest that you now know well because it is on your person, hanging from the gates. You don't see any guards.
It wasn't there previously, was it?
It was not there previously.
Fucking fucked her, bitch.
Also, who's got a good perception? I'd say Magus has caught up by this point. We did a lot of horsing around. Help! Help me! I spend too much time with these people. Send help.
You're flogging a
You're
dead
doing
horse
the dad
there,
jokes
maybe.
now. You have become what you loathed. You have gone to the dark side. There is no going back now. No
I
one
was
can
talking
undo
about spanking. Oh, you're going on about that. I thought you were flogging a dead horse.
Magus, with the perception your cloak gives you, you will see something in the bushes, a figure sort of near the gates, clearly trying to hide, but at least to you, not doing a very good job.
Just whoever sat next to me, well, Alexander, I'll just whisper, "We're being watched."
Where did you come from?
Flew up all quiet like.
That was
He
very
was
quiet.
going on about some looking at the horse's nethers, and I just snuck up behind.
Yes, the former horse known as Prince. Who's
Recycle
watching us?
material, guys.
Oh, you got to. Yeah, that's the secret of comedy repetition.
It's a callback.
Yeah, it's a callback. Yes. Who's watching us, Magus? Where?
I knew there was someone hiding over there.
Can I see what it is?
Perception with advantage.
V, can you kick me? Can you kick me out, please?
Get out.
Right, click on my name and kick because it still thinks I'm logged in. Thank you.
Alessandro, you see in the bushes a man attempting to hide. Unfortunately, it's mostly green and brown foliage, and he is a pale man. And he's wearing a red headscarf and a white shirt. So if you weren't paying attention, yeah, you might not notice him. But you...
He is obviously there. Do I recognise him?
As you get closer, yeah, it's Victor.
As in bratty little Victor from the tower.
Right, little Victor from the tower. And as you get closer, even though he's at one point locks eyes with you, he'll go. Psst.
What I would really like to do is before he can do that, I'm gonna slide off that horse. I want to sneak up on him.
Oh, yep. Okay, let's do this. Go for it. Stealth.
Please don't be shit.
Yeah,
20?
Can you kick me out, V? Sorry, you still haven't kicked me out.
Kicked you out.
You have?
Yeah.
It's not letting me log in.
I'm tempted to pants him.
Oh, Hazel.
What, a wedgie?
I said tempted. I don't think I am. I think I am just gonna. I'm gonna do the thing where I do my best to sneak up behind him and then I just cover his eyes.
You wanna cover his eyes? You can cover his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He will shout out something. I never know how to swear in D&D. Like, what in the nine hells? And
if he starts shouting, can I move my hand that's covering his eyes to now cover his mouth?
Yeah, he's gonna fight you. You can't see who it is. Let's do a contested strength between Victor and...
Oh, we are weak boys.
Yeah, you're so
Can't even
weak.
remember who Victor is. Is he the necromancer kid?
Yeah.
Yes. The son of the previous burgomaster. Why can't I find Victor? Returning. I had it open before. There he is. Oh yeah, you're good. Yeah, you essentially have him grappled.
Yay. I'm just going to make eye contact with him.
He will stop squirming.
Why were you failing to spy on us?
I wasn't failing. Not everyone is posh in this game, Veronica. Why is that the go-to voice? I want to circulate. I wasn't failing to spy on you. I was keeping an eye out for. Well, I'm not entirely sure. For guards, I was seeing who comes and goes. Esmeralda said I should scout out Vallaki before I tried to get into it.
You
And
need to be more careful than this. Yes, and it makes you stick out like a sore thumb.
Well, apparently the Vistani can come and go, and they don't. I'm a wanted man, so this is the
I
best
get
disguise
that,
I
but
have.
this, you actually look creepier in this situation than I think I've ever viewed you before.
I didn't look creepy before. I don't look creepy now. I just look different. No, it doesn't suit me, but
You're hanging around in the bushes. This is not a natural place to be.
well, I wasn't planning on meeting anyone in the bushes. I was just watching. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Why are you back here?
We
I
came to
thought you had
check
gone
and
to kill some werewolves.
yes, and we did that, and then there was a dragon's mansion and then a swamp witch. Now we're back to check on Irina, and we have heard that not everything is as it should be in Vallaki since we left.
Yeah, you're telling me. Look, and I'll point at the banners. Well, I'm glad that you're here because I'm here to get Stella out.
Okay.
Hello, also. I don't know this person.
I assume they're in the bushes still.
We're still in the
Oh.
bushes. Well, keep your head down. Don't make any eye contact. We need to change what you're wearing somewhat, just so you don't look so contrived. Come on. And I'll take him out to the others. Oh, I think he knows. Would he not have met Luca at the tower?
I went back and watched the episode. The only person who doesn't know here
Magus.
is Olav.
Yeah, I don't. Who's this?
Oh, Absence was at
He
the tower.
was
That's
he was there with Absence. Yes.
He's the one who brought Absence back as a headless animated body.
Sorry, that.
Right, I remember you from the Witch's Tower. The Witch's Tower? The Wizard's Tower.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Well, it's nice to see that you are alive, and I'm afraid I do not know you. My name is. Well, I suppose I am Baron now. Baron Victor Vlakovic, and he'll do a deep bow.
I will just bow my head only. You're not dressed like a baron. What's going on?
Okay, you need a quick download. This is very convenient if there were people watching that hadn't been watching for the whole of our journey. I'm the son of the previous burgomaster. So the new burgomaster wants me dead. So this is a disguise.
And you are here. Why?
My friend, who is not very well, she's the current burgomaster's daughter, and I don't think That is the best place for her. I would like to get her to safety to the tower where I met your friends, and hopefully from there we can get her some help.
You want to kidnap the current burgomaster's daughter, and you
No. The burgomaster is a bad woman. She has locked up her child. Gertrude is like, oh yeah, we have to help her. I've been there.
With respect, Victor, I've just met you. And although you frame it as rescuing, how do we know you're telling the truth?
Your friends have met her. Stella thinks, admittedly because of a mistake in my work, she thinks she's a cat, and I have a duty to try and help her to get better. I want her to be better, but that woman just locks her away. That is not helping her.
I'll look to the others. Do you vouch for this take on events? Is it true, or is this some kind of revenge for being ousted?
I'm unfamiliar with the situation.
I do not want to be burgomaster. I do not want to be back here. But Esmeralda said that she had better things to do when that... He'll sort of catch himself. And that I was perfectly capable of doing this.
If indeed she is being held against her will, then I'm willing to help, but I will need proof.
Well, it's not so much against her will, it's... She has no will. She thinks she's a cat.
That's a whole different problem.
A problem that is not being
But you're
managed.
right.
You know how this sounds, right?
You went to fight werewolves the other day. You know how that sounds, right?
Yeah,
He
but
has a point.
we didn't describe them as thinking they were dogs.
But no, because the point is, they are not. She is not a cat. She is very human. Her brain thinks she's a cat, and that is the extent of it.
I am unfamiliar with the situation, but I am willing to help. Your friend Darzin mentioned a few things to me in passing, and a young woman who thought she was a cat was one of the things that he found weird, even for Barovia.
Okay, so how are we going to go about this? I can't just walk in there. Well, I can walk in there, but I mean, I think I should avoid the town square. Esmeralda said that the orphanage was a ruin and there was no one in it, so I could maybe go there. I wonder if anyone is still in my old home.
It would make sense that the new burgomaster would take over your old home, maybe as a status symbol. And then I'll just reach out and I'll take the red scarf off his head and I'll put the jacket from Strahd's house on him and just make him not stand out quite so much, surrounded by us as a group.
You think this will help? This probably cost more than what people earn in a year here. Where did you get it? I like this. But still.
If you go in with, you need to fit in with us. This will work better. You don't want to draw attention to yourself, and that outfit definitely drew attention to you. Or we could dress you like Magus.
I'll just stand in the middle of you and keep my head down.
We should introduce you to Gertruda.
Oh, my apologies. He'll do another deep bow.
Gertruda, this is our friend Victor.
A friend of my friend's is a new friend. I like meeting new friends. I'm meeting quite a lot very quickly. It's a pleasure.
Are we all going to... I find it very strange that Vallaki is now no longer the bastion that it was.
Was it ever?
It at least had a chance before. It worries me that this is a clear sign that that chance has gone. There are still good people in there. Do we... I mean, we have Strahd's crest. We could just walk in.
What are you thinking?
From
Does
where you are, you don't see guards at the gate, and the gate is open.
this Voctor, is she? I don't know the story. I was not with you, so.
I'll explain what happened. There was an attack on the town. They attacked the orphanage. They attacked the church. A lot of places were set fire to. The burgomaster, Victor's father, was removed. I believe that was all in the same thing, wasn't it? And the last person who seemed to have any influence in the town, really, was Lady Proctor, the mother of Stella, who Victor was just telling you about.
I mean, what I did know about the Burgomaster, and no offense to this young man, but he was not a good leader. He inflicted
Oh no,
harsh
he was terrible.
punishments. Harsh punishments for not being joyful, I seem to recall.
Yes, that's him.
I mean, if this Voctor has killed townsfolk to take power, then she should be dealt with. But who will fill the void? Some boy that I've just met.
I don't want to be the burgomaster. Stella, I want to help Stella get better, and I want Stella and I to get out of here.
Okay, so we use the badges, we go in, we say Strahd wishes to see Stella. You think she will give her up?
My concern is, as far as I'm aware, not many people are aware of Stella. Lady Voctor kept her somewhat secreted away.
Well, people knew she had a daughter, and then one day she became ill, and that was it.
But for us to go in and make such requests will draw attention. It may be better that we go in under a separate guise, maybe a truthful one, such as checking on the orphans, Myrtle, and then seeing Irina. I don't think any of those actions would call us into question, considering our previous engagements. And then in doing so, that could buy us time and a position where we can check on Stella, maybe put you in a position where you are able to help her in whatever way you see fit and whatever
If-
helps her the most.
If this girl thinks she is a cat, what help can we give her?
We could get her away from her mother who imprisons her. We could maybe find a way of helping her. I've seen Cedric do many great things, and Magus is not without his charm and power himself. Victor is the most knowledgeable on the matter. I'm sure you have a plan, don't you, Victor?
Stella?
You wouldn't go in without a plan,
No.
would you?
Esmeralda gave me some really good information. She said there are no guards around Lady Vocta's house, but she did detect some magic around the trap, the cellar entrance. So, and it would be silly to go in the front. So I thought I would try to sneak in the back. I can become invisible now.
Well, what about her imp?
That is difficult. I'm
Yes.
assuming if I am invisible and it is invisible, it cancels each other out, and as long as we don't bump into each other, it will be okay.
Can you see things that are invisible when you are invisible? Could you see other imps? Is that how we saw the imp?
No. Someone cast. I think someone did a really good perception check.
There wasn't an imp upstairs on the landing, wasn't there? Or was it downstairs in the dining room?
There was an imp following you round, and I think Mick at the time had his own familiar.
Yes.
And between you, between good checks
and knowing imps.
Yeah. You managed.
Tressums have blind sight.
Blind
Blind
might have
sight,
been that then.
I think.
There's definitely something going on.
Matt, you're muted.
I should say I've also got blind sight within 10 feet, so if anything is invisible within 10 feet of me, I would know.
So you do see Graham quite often?
Yeah. Graham has probably learned that I know when he's within 10 feet.
You just see Graham's arse, disembodied from the rest of him.
Well, I don't see his arse, I just sense his arse.
Oh, okay.
Magus will have probably noticed since he got that cloak, he sees Graham all the time.
Oh.
I don't know, you know when he's
Magus.
around.
See his bony ass all the time.
Okay, so there's a sort of plan there. This is good, but are we going... I assume we're not going straight there. You said you needed to check on Irina. Do you want me to come with you, or should I hide somewhere?
I think it's probably safer for you to wait for us somewhere hidden. We don't know who might see you in town, and then...
The orphanage would keep you in close proximity. You'd have hopefully the safety of the church. According to Graham, the sanctity of it still remains intact.
Okay, I can wait there until you've conducted whatever business you need to do. It should probably be the last thing we do because I'll need to get out quick.
You can stay here and take care of my horse. You seem to...
Outside the town?
Yes, I think that's best.
Understand it said I wasn't doing a very good job of hiding.
You'd also be with a massive dead war horse. You wouldn't be expected to hide. You'd be expected to
You just need to...
be intimidating.
Yeah, you need to go into the woods. Stay out of sight. Stay within a mile of Vallaki, and I will be able to signal to my horse when we are ready for you to approach. I'll get him to like rear and buck you off or something.
Could you not?
All right, I'll just get him to stamp his feet then.
Thank you. If you think that is best, I'll wait here. We'll
That's
go
my
further into
opinion.
the woods.
I don't know what the others think, but if you want it, then don't risk your life before you need to.
I appreciate it.
So let's go check on your orphans and see how they fare.
Let's go check on your orphans.
Mainly my one orphan. We all know I'm just there for Myrtle. Her name was Myrtle, wasn't it? I'm not just making
Yes,
that
it
up.
is Myrtle.
Yay.
So yeah, you pass through the gates unhindered. Previously, you had to prove that you were human. You had to, I can't remember what you had to do, but no, you had to check in your weapons. Proving you were human was Kretsk. This is Vallaki. You had to check in your weapons, give your names, but there is no one at the gate. You walk through. What's different? As you walk through, as you approach the town square, you'll notice the beginnings of where there was dirt roads. It looks like they're building cobblestone walkways. There are people planting shrubberies. It looks like the people that were on guard patrol are now building. So it's not just the aesthetics. There's the places that were burnt down, like not burnt down, but were burning. There are people up ladders, plastering, fixing fences. It's still very much in the aftermath, but it is looking better.
Gentrification.
Where are you heading?
It would make sense to. What time of day is it?
At lunchtime.
When was the last time we? Well, no, we all had food at. Half of us don't need food. Some of us had food at Strahd, so we're not too bad, are we? Should we check on Irina first, or check on the children?
I don't know either of these very well, so I'm not worried. You choose. It sounds from what you've said that Irina is important to Strahd.
Yes. I feel that maybe we check on the children first. Get that out of the way, and then we can focus our attention where it seems that it is most needed.
Are you heading to the orphanage? Or
So they won't be at the orphanage because it's half burnt down. So what we will do is maybe go to the notice board. Was I
Town
believe was in
square?
town? Yeah.
We could
And just see.
also actually ask in the church.
Yeah.
Town square church. Town square church.
Church.
I should pull you on before I do that.
Thought you were going to say pull me off. Got my hopes up.
I heard it as I said it. There's Graham, there's Magus, there's Olaf. Activate. Oh, there you go.
Hello,
Oh, Crowford. No.
I'm still on the map. Oh, Crowford, the poor baby.
What's going on with Foundry today?
I had been kicked out, so I had to log back in, and I think I logged in after the map move.
Just pulled you to scene. Did that do it?
Yep, thank you.
Cedric, I don't wish to worry you, but last time I came here after it was reconsecrated, I can't go inside. I suspect you may have the same problem.
We shall see. Which is ironic because at present I can't.
You can't see.
Yes, I don't think I have a token on the map. I'll just
You
jump
do.
in. Oh,
I'm just
Belgrave.
gonna. I'll delete you and pull you back on. What's going on? Oh, you've pulled. Okay. You proceed up to the front doors unhindered.
No,
You proceed through the front doors unhindered.
no, I don't know that.
What about me?
Are you going to give it a try?
Yeah.
You proceed.
Deconsecrated again.
As you enter. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say I don't see a friend in there.
Yeah, you'll see it's really quite empty. There's just one guy sat at the back, and he looks quite nervous as you enter, and will probably stand up and make his way out. And Father Lucian, who you didn't meet, help.
Pretty sure we met
Don't think
Lucian.
Olaf met
Yes.
him. Everyone
I
else
don't
did.
think Olaf met him. I think everyone else did. He'll recognise everyone else, so he'll greet you all warmly.
Except for me.
Fucking it. Hello,
You-
Alessander. Hello, Magus. I don't know. I think you
He
didn't
just
meet
looks like
Magus either.
messed up
No, I
Cedric.
He'll have
didn't.
met what was Luca.
Yeah, he would recognise maybe Cedric's pretty mangled.
First time Magus is
No.
here, so
No,
No,
he-
oh,
No.
it was him, wasn't
no.
it?
The only person he
Yeah.
recognises and greets warmly is Alessander, but he assumes that everyone else is with you, so because
Wow.
you're walking together.
It's probably
Alessander,
occupational hazard in Barovia that, like, the party changes every time they come in through town.
I will approach Noel and as much as I can in this situation, I will give him a warm hug. it's lukewarm at best, but there's familiarity there.
I don't know if it's work. We don't need to RP the meetings and what's happened to this point, but yeah. How can I help you? And more importantly, have you seen Irina?
I was about to ask you the same thing. When did you last see her?
Yesterday.
And I can work out the timeline from Graham that the last place she would have been seen, then if it was yesterday, would be the Sillies with the
He
women.
stayed until morning and no one came out, he said.
And they're aware that there was an imp there, which would have maybe put her in danger, unless she's on their side anyway. Shit, damn it. One second. Where are the orphans now that the orphanage is no longer in use?
They are in the old burgomaster's house. It was out of use, so
Okay. So has if you last saw Irina yesterday, was she acting strangely beforehand? Have you noticed any changes in her?
changes not particularly. No, she's been. No, she was very helpful as always.
Who has she been spending time with?
She spent some time with at the orphanage. Obviously, a lot of time here with me.
What was she doing at the
Errands around
orphanage?
town. That Vasily man, she seemed to see quite regularly. Sorry, what about the orphanage?
What was she doing at the orphanage?
She just was good with the children when they were here that awful day.
Oh,
And
you mean at the burgomaster's?
sorry, yes, at the burgomaster's now. It's just
Yes,
become
no,
the orphanage.
that makes sense.
While they're talking, I will activate Divine Sense.
I literally just replied to you.
If there is any fiends, undead, or celestials within 60 feet.
Nope. Well,
and I
Graham.
also can detect good and evil. So, is this guy showing up as evil?
Everyone here is going, I'm a lovely good person.
You will see I love relax.
Do I see anything, V? Looking around?
With your ability to see in the ethereal plane and invisibility, no, you don't see anything. Unless you're looking for something else.
No, just having a look around. Looking through the colourful windows. I've seen things like this before.
So you've lost Irina.
I think we might know where she is or was. We may also be able to go check without drawing too much attention.
May I know where that is, or is it? Well, it's none of
Probably.
it. I just want her to be safe.
Yes, but we also want you to be safe, and so therefore and I'll look down at the little pin badge thing. We don't want to draw too much attention to you, as you probably don't want to draw too much attention to us.
There's not very much attention on me.
Good.
It feels since it's only been a few days, but the congregation has diminished. It
Few
seems
days,
people have lost faith.
How quickly did this happen after fight?
It has been gradual. It has only been a few days since you were here. I know it doesn't seem it, but it has.
But so Who's taken power?
Oh, Lady Vocta.
Was her? How quickly did she?
Pretty much, I mean, you saw it. It was pretty much the morning after. People needed a figure to rally to. I saw your mouth move, but I didn't hear anything.
And they chose the devil.
Seems they had tried one bad choice, and all that was offered was another bad choice. In the moment, it made sense. It was a choice.
I'm going to suggest, Alexander, that if your friend is missing and we know that Strahd desires her, then we waste no more time and we go look for her.
I agree.
I don't mean to be rude, Father, but time may be of the essence.
No, please go.
We know where
Where?
Vasily's house is, don't we? Or at least Graham can lead us.
You do know where Vasily's house is. I will. No need to move around. I will bring that map up, pull you onto the map.
While we're on our way there, though, can I just talk to Alessander? Just sidle up. And do you remember when we were under those stones and there was that altar there back in the swamp?
Yeah.
You seem to find it familiar, and I get the impression that you've been somewhere like it before. You mentioned something to no, to Luca.
Well,
I get what to call him now.
I haven't been there. I didn't see it, but the people I travelled with before you all, we got drawn into a trap. I don't know if it even was that. We walked in willingly and stupidly, with three what I believe to be hags, and there was a young girl there, and I grabbed her and I ran. And she's the girl that I've been looking for. Well, she's not Irina, but you've heard me mention Myrtle. She's the young girl I've been looking for. I just want to make sure that she is okay. I feel that she is my responsibility. And as I was running to save her, unfortunately, my friends were taken. When Absence, who you met for a short while, when he returned, he described a place. There's very much that room that we saw, that place under the stones. I don't know if it is exactly the same place, but it seemed constructed and designed in the same way, from his description at least.
Oh, I was just wondering if you knew where to find it.
I know where to find it.
Oh, is it in these parts?
It is not too far from here. This is where we came after the event. And it's, if if we're able to deal with what is here and then we move on to the village of Barovia, like we said we would, then we can pass by it.
I'd appreciate that, lad. Thank you.
Um,
I'm curious now we've been to that one there. I want to see if there are others.
I very much feel that there are, and I do wonder from what Strahd said if maybe we have missed another. Yester Hill, maybe.
I'm
But
thinking maybe there was something up on that hill that we didn't spot.
yes. But we can, if we survive this, we'll go check. Or
What do you
I'm not
mean?
sure I could go
Didn't
into it.
spot? What did we? What am I missing here? What did we miss?
No offense, Olaf, but you weren't there at the time. We was up on a hill, trying to clear some spirits away from a vineyard, trying to get some stones for the people. It's quite complicated, but nonetheless, that I'm wondering if there were another one of them rooms under the stones at that place, because I don't know. I think maybe we could have looked a bit harder. I have a feeling there might have been. I just was curious to see. Alessander and seemed to recognise in some way when we were in that room, and I wondered. I'd be interested to go find. I think they might be important.
And we can surely go. We have other things to focus on now, though. So.
All right, let's find this lass you're after. I'm not saying that, but if we get opportunity, I'd like to check them out.
Of course, Magus, you've more than earned the right.
Thank you, lad.
You will pass through what you remember to be the more wealthy northern quarter, where the houses are much bigger, and eventually come to the house you know to be Vasily's. What would you like to do?
Are we knocking or?
Do you think that is the best idea?
I don't know whose house this is, so.
I think when we were last in Vallaki, part of the tension between Darzen and the rest of us was due to his relations with a man here in Vallaki, not very much not due to the gender of it, more the concealment, and yet something was going on, and I can't remember his name. What was Vasily?
Vasily.
Yeah. And this man, Vasily, was also appeared to be courting Irina. Now, knowing
Okay.
Strahd's his intentions, does not seem appropriate for a man to be courting her so strongly and also be involved in other ways. And above table, we are aware that this isn't just, we are aware that Vasily is Strahd, right?
Or are we aware now we've met Strahd?
I don't believe Darzen ever told you.
No, he didn't.
This is just Yeah, okay.
You were just always suspicious of him.
We were
Okay.
suspicious, but now we've seen Strahd. Do they look the same, or are they different?
Oh, they don't look the
They're
same. They look
different.
like different people. Vasily was young, he was handsome, but he was well spoken. He had that Barovian accent.
Would you like me to send a message to Darzan and inquire if there's anything worth telling us about Vasily? If he had such a relationship with him.
Wonder whether he'd want to protect him. Not really sure. It's worth asking.
So we don't know whether we trust whoever is inside this house or not. So I'm gonna lean up against the door, and I will use divine sense again to detect whether there is any good or evil or undead, celestials or fiends.
You detect. It doesn't tell you how much or how many, does it? Oh wait, no, wait. No location of. About.
It does say that's not behind total cover, so you could argue that the door is cover. I don't know.
Everything is kind of total cover, yeah.
It doesn't say exactly where they are. I just kind of get a sense. But you will see Olaf kind of lean against the door and close his eyes.
You don't. Okay, just more generally, because there are walls, etc.
Mm.
You don't sense any evil. There is a little ping of good.
Okay. There is someone good in here, and I'm going to try the door.
It is locked.
Should we knock?
I think someone pure of heart is within, but I don't know who.
I may have missed the verdict. Did anybody want me to check in with Darzan?
Yeah.
What do you mean check in with him?
I could contact him through magic.
You can do that?
Yes. Give me one moment, and I will walk a few feet away and then use sending, which I will post. I can remember where I put my sheet. There it is. Boop. It didn't send through because I've refreshed my page. There we go.
Give me 1 second. I'm messaging you on Facebook exactly where Darzan is right now.
Okay. Yes, I assumed there would be a brief update that I would have to read through before I give any kind of response. But the message would be like, "Hello, Darzan. It is Luca. I hope you are well. We are currently in Vallaki and are curious of any information you have regarding a man called Vasily von Holtz."
How many words was that?
I don't know, but it was a simple enough message that you could get condensed down pretty.
No, just asking because I think it'd be funnier if it was cut off. If tell us about a man, and then it just stops.
Tell us about a man called.
But I should have been counting.
What?
Man called.
Sue, man called.
Unless you disagree with what I have just said.
No, that I agree. Yes, Cedric would get the brief message back of, Hello, Luca. I've been better, but thank you for asking. Vasili's very dubious, and he's still out in disguise. So be very careful of that fact.
We've got 2 left.
You also don't have to use them. Are you pooping?
That's 3. I'm
No,
like,
No. I think V might have counted useful as 2 words. So
I'll have 3 then.
she didn't count the erms though, so it's
I
kind of
didn't
balanced.
She
count the
did.
erms, I was kind.
There was
I know,
one.
no, I put them back down.
Oh, okay.
I'd go, oh.
Uh-oh. Barovian Teletubbies.
he will dozens last
After a
3.
long pause, when you think the message is finished.
You'll just get is
Goodbye.
parts stitched? Because he's basically going, your face is stitched together is is like the entirety of you stitched together. Nicole go, oh, a very strange question. Turn around and waddle back and go, Darzin is fine, though seemingly concerned. But he has told us that Vasili is a facade used by Strahd.
Remember that this was an opportunity. You gave yourself, Jim.
I know.
Yeah.
Moving on.
You sent a message to yourself
I
and
know.
replied.
And I used it to harass myself.
Yes, you trolled yourself. Right, so this Vasily is Strahd.
Pardon me.
Basically Strahd with makeup. Is that what you're getting at?
Can we I forgot about Gertruda. Can we say we left her at the church?
Yes, you can. Too many
Thank you.
adoptees.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sadly I don't think the church is consecrated anymore.
Well, it's still better that she be there than here.
So I don't sense evil in there, but that does not mean it's not there. But I do sense good, so I think we should knock, and if no one answers, go in. I might just go and have a look through the window.
If you
I'll
look
knock.
through the window, you can see what you see. The curtains are open, but there isn't anybody in the room. If you knock, I don't know how long you'll wait, but if you wait 3 minutes or so, the gentleman, the very, very, very elderly gentleman in what you would recognize as a butler's sort of uniform, will come to the door, squint, trying to make you out. Yes?
Mm.
How may I help you?
I do apologise for the intrusion, and I will straighten jacket. No, I'll still have the badge. I'll kind of straighten out my clothes in a way that kind of shows the badge. I was hoping to speak with the master of the house, or I believe there's a guest here, Irina.
I'm afraid the master of the house is out of town. I am the only one here. May I take a message?
Do you know when the master will be returning?
Unfortunately, no. He comes and goes at his leisure.
Do you have any other guests here at this time?
No, it is just myself.
Again, I do apologise for the intrusion. We will return when Vasily is back in town.
Shall I say who called?
It's probably safer for us not to.
Very, very well. Good day.
Good day. I also I don't want the door to close. I don't want the door to close so much that when he goes to close it, I'm hoping he's old and not paying too much attention. Can I instinctively use Mage Hand to catch it?
You're trying to do it. Are you trying to do it so that he wouldn't notice?
Yeah. I'm
Could
trying.
you do it as a sleight of hand, please?
Yes. 16.
Oh yeah, it's passive shit. Yep, you can do that. You can catch it. Just a crack.
So Mage Hand. Yay. Yeah, it's just to kind of the same way you'd stop a door with a foot or with a hand. He's just kind of doing that and just stopping it before it latches.
You'll see him. Well, you won't see him, but you'll
You'll
hear
hear.
footsteps. Yeah.
Can I count the footsteps for a while? I just want to wait until he is definitely far enough away.
Yeah, they'll disappear after about the same amount of time as you.
Mhm.
Yeah. We're waiting.
Once I think it's clear, shall we go in?
I circled the building and I did not see anybody else through the windows, so it would appear on this floor at least the man is alone.
I mean, perhaps you should go in if you want to have a look. You are quiet and stealthy, and he is old. He would hear
Do you
me.
stay out here?
I'm happy to. Where else could she be? Does no
I
one
don't
have
know.
a means to find her magically, or? I guess.
We don't know her.
Let me.
If you knew of something she had, I might be able to help you find that thing, but I'm not sure a person I could find if I don't know him.
Saying that makes me think we've got these badges on us from Strahd. Do you think he would be able to find us via them if you wanted?
Yes, I think that is pretty much exactly what they're for.
Dolly, well, probably so. There's nothing magic in the badge itself. I checked, but he could find out where we were by him. That's for sure.
With that spell that you're talking about.
You'd have to be fairly close. If it's the same as what I can do. You can't do it from like miles and miles away, but if you're in the same vicinity as something, then you can locate it.
He's often here.
I saw him fight it with respect. You are a great worker of magic, Magus, but I saw him battle with the master of the arcane arts, and Strahd is a wizard as well as a vampire. So we should be mindful of that when we carry these badges. Perhaps we should, when the time comes, we should leave them somewhere really useless.
And with that, I will take off the badge that I'm wearing, that I've used to get around so far, and I will hand it to Olav as I step through the door.
There are ways of hiding them, I think. Like by keeping them honest, I mean. I think certain types of metal and stuff, if you put them inside that, and couldn't see them. But then we could have them when we needed them, when they're useful.
Whatever you think, that sounds a good plan. We don't wish to open ourselves to unnecessary risk.
I'd have to find the right type. I know it when I see it, I think. In fact, I may be able to use a spell to find some. I'm not sure. That's interesting. Could I use the locate object spell to find some lead that we could use to hide the... It's interesting.
Don't you have to know the item? I suppose you would know what lead
It
is.
says
You know what lead is, yeah. That's
particular
an
type.
interesting one.
Search for the nearest item of a particular type or a specific item if you're familiar with it. But I
I'd be
figured
happy for you to use that to find lead, yeah.
I should do that. I shall cast that spell looking for the nearest object of lead.
Probably be the roof tiles. I probably could have told you that. But
Doing it now.
it's a good idea.
Veronica doesn't know what lead is in, so yeah, you sense the roof.
Pewter plates have got lead in. In theory, they're alloy of lead. Yeah, roofing stuff in those times.
Any kind of majorly kind of heavy metal construction, maybe to do with the chimney.
Yeah, crystal glass will have lead in it.
There's lead where you find lead.
So you see
Windows.
Magus rooting around the bushes now, and he comes out one of the bushes with a twig that's like a fork, and he holds two ends of it and points the single bit at the ground, and you see him mutter some words under his breath, and then he kind of the twig seems to lead him round, and then points up at the roof.
You using a divining rod to search for lead?
Some pipes are made of lead as well. You might try the drainage pipes.
Yeah, there's a ping round the back of the house.
Not my pipes don't mean no lead. Probably not best thing to be sucking on there, Olaf. Might be why you're so pale.
No, the drainage pipes. If you're drinking water out the drainage pipes, you're going to be ill anyway.
Well, I found some now, so it's no good
Okay.
being all wise now. I've done it. We have to pinch something off the roof.
That's Alexander's area of expertise, I think.
If you get a couple of those roof tiles, I'm sure I can whip up some vines. We can tie them together, or some of that that's flashing by the roof. We can wrap it up, wrap the things inside them, and then when we don't want him to know where we are, we can keep them there. And when we do, we can take him out and wear them. Might be to our advantage sometimes to let him know where we are.
is a good plan. Maybe after Alexander has done a recce, we could ask him nicely to deal some roof lead for us.
Yes, if we switch to Alessander, you are quiet as a mouse. You will step through into a porch, and you will see a corridor ahead of you, doors leading off it, light coming through an open door at the end of the corridor, and then at the very, very end, some stairs leading upwards.
Do you
Is it just me that
want
Hazel's gone all
to
broken?
pee into 1 second?
No.
I'm back now, hopefully.
Yes.
Am I back?
Yes.
Do you want to RP the entire search of the house, or shall I just do some rolls? I'm searching the entire house.
You will need to do. Well, okay, no, you rolled high enough for this. So the open door at the end of the corridor, you'll peer around and you'll see it's like a kitchen, and that elderly gentleman is sat in that kitchen making a sandwich of some sort. You don't have to do any more rolls for the rest of the house, because if you peer into each room, you'll see, dining room, study, lounge, bedroom. You're looking for signs of Irina. It's so immaculately kept. There are so few personal touches. Even if you go through the study, it's the idea that this is a facade. They are all tax collection papers. It's what you would expect from Vasily. There is nothing here indicating, except perhaps the very good library.
Having been in Strahd's home and remembering the secret door behind the throne, would I be able to tell which room Strahd would feel most at home in? Could I go to maybe the library and search for a secret doorway, secret passageways, just something?
Yes.
I know he's secrety, keeps it secret, keeps it safe, don't trust him.
Roll an investigation check. I'll also say, so you do upstairs, you do this floor, all fine. You can probably tell from the makeup of the house that there is a downstairs, but you don't, assumably, you don't go into the kitchen because there is an elderly man in it.
The only way to get... Is there anything else through the kitchen?
I'll say if you poke your head through, you could probably see another set of stairs, yeah. It's not that easy.
No, that is fine. I will search downstairs. I will search through the extra staircase, because I am so focused on being secret. I am so focused on being stealthy that I become invisible.
Look at you. Do you want to do to what? So you're going to walk right past him?
I'm gonna walk like round. I don't want to be like
safely past it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll
I'm-
a stealth with advantage, and I'll count that. And I mean, you're going to pass. There's no.
Oh, I didn't
They
roll
were
well.
great rolls. Luckily, he's a very, very old man with cataracts. Yeah, you can manage that just fine. So you can pass through. Let me pull you and Graham into the basement. Nope, you're not Cedric. Yep, you walk down some stone steps into a cellar. It looks very much like a pantry sort of setup. There are many barrels of wine and food.
Street foods.
the foods that a normal person would eat.
I
Uh,
pocket anything that I think Graham will like.
you can get him some jerky.
That'll do. Something different.
Yeah.
Can I check in here for secret tunnels?
Yes, you can. Would you like to do another investigation check?
Okay, sure, why can I do this?
You know, I'll give you advantage because you've been in Strahd's home and you've found one of his. Well,
Thank
you
you.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, I like to imagine you just go round checking every wall, knocking, 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 until you get here. Hollow.
Like any dirt or dust has shifted. Can I tell whether it slides to the side, whether it's pulled out, or whether it pushes forward?
I haven't decided that. Let's say it's a push out and to the side. So it's kind of like it would need to be pushed from the other side, but with some strength, you can see where you would have to.
Weak boy.
Yeah. It's a stone wall.
Try and open it.
It's going to be a strength, athletics if you prefer.
Makes no difference. None of my strengths are good. $18.
But your understanding of physics and where the ground is smooth and where it'd be easier to push and pull.
Boy.
You managed to slowly push it aside enough for you to look inside, and you will see. I don't like this, but I couldn't find the right map, and yeah, there would probably be a coffin in there, but there will also be some sigils on the floor. Hazel gone. What a moment. Oh. No, it was brief and then she was gone.
My son.
It's a nice little cliffhanger, isn't it?
And thank you for watching.
Can I'm not back, am I? Am I?
You are.
We
can hear you momentarily.
Yay! Oh, I need to get my mesh system set up. So I think you said that you didn't like this map bit, but there would be a
much. Yeah,
coffin
there could be
in
a
there
coffin
and
and some
sigils.
runes on the floor.
Okay.
You should have asked me to make you one.
Can I? I have no way of telling if there's anything in there, and it terrifies me. A coffin lid's going to weigh more than £10, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's like a couple cats at least.
What an American measure of weight. It's like when the
coffin lid on Saturday.
did, and it didn't move very far. There were 3 of us.
It was difficult.
Yeah. That was more of a sarcophagus, though, wasn't it? So, am I brave enough? I am scared. I think this blows my invisibility, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll cast a spell. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. So what does that 1 second? Let me just say that's 13 plus my dex. Yeah, no, that's
It's
still
your
better
base
than
armor class, so it raises your base armor class.
Mage armor might be more fitting for you than any actual armor you could normally wear.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, I think it takes me up to 17.
Yeah, looking at your character sheet, yeah.
It only works if you're not wearing armor, though. It says the spell ends if you don armor.
Oh, well, I was dressed for Strahd's.
Yeah, so it's perfect, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
It just says the spell ends if you don armor. It doesn't say it ends if you're already wearing armor.
Willing creature who
No,
isn't wearing armor.
I think
Oh.
that's... Yeah.
Yeah. But
mind.
yeah, so I'm at the realization that I'm not wearing my usual getup, I get scared. Suddenly I'm slightly harder to hit. Can I go into the creepy room? He's hyperventilating.
Yes.
Can I hear anything inside the sarcophagus?
Perception.
Coffin?
Well, yeah, perception, I guess. What would you... I'll give you the caveat. You know, if it's a vampire, they don't breathe.
25. Is there a sign
with
of
a
it being
25,
recently?
yeah, you can do some sort of check that I wouldn't be aware you could do. That would show you that it was empty currently.
I'd just be feeling around the edge, and then I'd just lift it slightly. I'd check the weight. I think it's empty. Can I open it?
Yep.
Is it empty?
It is empty. It's a lovely purple velvet lined coffin.
Can I check the walls of the room and everything else to see if there is another passageway? Now that I know that there are secret passageways.
Yeah, investigation.
This is how you end up with a paranoid boy. I am a bit too scared. There is a coffin.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it, but you can't be 100% sure. You're second guessing everything you do at the moment.
But there is definite kind of vampire vibes going on here.
Oh, the coffin, that fits with myths and legends. Yeah. It should probably say that the runes on the floor. Let's move the geography of this coffin about a bit. So the coffin, if we say that's at the back of the room, sort of stood, not lent against the wall. It's probably in some sort of upright position. Then you've just got this clear 10-foot radius. Yeah, that's a radius. Yeah, where there's these arcane sigils in a pattern on the floor.
Oh, okay. I am aware not to fuck with arcane sigils.
You could step around them to get to the coffin, etc.
Do
But
you,
yeah,
do I recognise any of them?
would you like to
Just
make an Arcana check?
Yes. I
No.
did not do well in my magic research. I want to return to the others and inform them of what I have witnessed. I want to find a different way out. Does this staircase go directly into the kitchen?
Yes, it seems to be the only way out. He might have finished his sandwich, you don't know.
I will try and check to see if he is still there. Like, I'll, as stealthily as I can,
Top of
just,
the stairs have a
yeah.
I'm not going to make you roll stealth again. You're a rogue. You've been rolling well. It's highly unlikely you'd really fuck up. I'd say he's probably still there. He eats slowly, but if you, I don't know, would you wait a few
Alright.
minutes?
If I
Yeah,
think he's finished enough.
eventually he will leave.
Okay. I'll just take time. I'll try and get myself out to the others and tell them the general layout of the house. The fact that it does seem to be a very convincing cover with the tax forms. It's a well-stocked library. Also, there's a basement with a secret door that leads to a room with a coffin in it and some sigils. Can I describe the sigils as best I am able to as a bit of a stupid boy when it comes to magic to our magic users, please?
It makes a star, and at every point of the star, there's a smiley face with the.
And there's a swishing thing, and then this one has waves.
Would I know anything about the sigils described?
Make me some Arcana check.
That's what I was hoping you would say. I am expecting to do poorly. Can I use knowledge from a past life?
Does it say you have to call it beforehand? I can't remember.
After seeing the number on the d20, but
I
before
guess you can.
Aha! So it's just a d6. 17.
It's enough.
No,
Um,
it's a dirty 20, actually.
Which is why it's enough. Sorry, that came up as 20 for me. I'm not going to say you know. It's like a weird eidetic memory thing. You don't really know what they are or how it works at all, but you were made to read a lot of books in the Abbey, and you'll go, yeah, that's a teleportation circle.
Apparently, it's a teleportation circle. Sounds like. Not that I would know how they function.
That's powerful magic, yes.
I believe so, yes.
So should we sabotage it?
It could be an idea.
Or should we wait for a better time to do that?
The teleportation circle could be how Strahd returns to Vallaki. Speed, if he needs to.
This could
It
give
seems
us
that way.
some time.
Potentially removing it could slow him down to some degree.
I mean, obviously, as soon as he tries to come here, he will realize that it's been tampered with. And who will he suspect but us? So perhaps we should time it carefully.
Did you survey the upstairs? This house Alisander?
It's very boring.
And no
I've-
Irina.
No Irina, no sign of Irina that he could find. There's only the one person in the house. There's the downstairs. Here are the sigils. Blah blah blah. That's it.
How strange. Perhaps we should
Oh,
check in with your orphans, perhaps, and then
what room was the fireplace in?
The kitchen. It's not a fire. It's cooking.
Yeah, Graham went down a
Area.
chimney, so I just want to check in with him that it was the kitchen that he saw them in.
And then I came out and I looked in the study. I looked in a hallway, and then they were in dining room.
And I've checked that dining room, haven't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Thank you.
perhaps someone at the orphanage will know more about where she might have gone.
Sorry, you did say orphanage.
And you would get to check on some of your small ward.
It would be good to know that Myrtle's safe. Or if she's not, to make sure that she becomes safe again.
Sorry, pulling you to scene. Yeah, you know the Burgomasters. You're in the northern quarter where all the fancy houses are, and that's where the Burgomasters' old place was. And here you are. The door is open, and from your perspective, you will probably see like a kid run from one room to the other.
Waiting for it to
Got
load.
2 songs playing at once.
Thank you. I used to preload playlists for Vallaki. Then I stopped. Why are you battling? You must have last been here when you were... I don't know.
I'm going to walk straight on in and I'm going to find me my Myrtle.
Yeah, looks like Cedric's already done a full recce of the house.
It's like the Flash.
Oh, where is Myrtle? I've not got a token. But yeah, you see this first room on your left? If you look in there, you'll see who you recognise to be the did I call her a headmistress? Her name was Claudia. You'll see Claudia, and you'll see an older child reading to some younger children, one of which is Myrtle. She's just sat sort of relaxing in one of the chairs, listening. Oh, Alexander, it's good to see you.
See you as well. Have you been okay? Have the children been okay?
Yes, they have the run of the place here. It is quite the upgrade.
Enough food and else?
Yes, Lady Vocta has been rationing somewhat to make sure there is enough to go around, but we are not wanting.
There hasn't been anyone hanging around, has there?
Not that I've noticed. Should I be concerned? Maybe we should step out. Myrtle will. Let me just have a word with Alessandro first. As you can see, probably she'll have got up to go to hug you.
She remembers it. It was only a couple of days ago, I know, but
You saved her life.
I killed her brother.
She doesn't quite remember that. That's how trauma works.
One day she will, and then she'll kill Alessandra in his sleep.
Mm.
That's how he dies.
Cedric will walk in with his Frankenstein face and look at Myrtle and go, "We saved her from the windmill. I remember." And then he will go, "Oh, yes." And then he'll slowly back out of the room.
Yeah. It's the reaction you. Yeah. It's weird. There's a mixture of shock, fear, interest. But yeah, you back out quickly enough to.
Let's go. The Morning Lord protects. Sorry to disturb people. And then we walk backwards out the room. Oh shit! Just over.
Yes, is there something we should be worried about? I thought all of this was over now.
I don't know exactly what is going on in this town, and I fear for the well-being of the children and for yourself. You've been through too much already. I would just continue to be careful. Maybe
Yes,
don't be too trusting of Lady Voctor.
I see. She has obviously been good to us, but I trust you and I will heed your warning. To what extent should I not let her into this place if she's to come round, or just continue
We
as we have done?
can continue as you have done, but maybe don't trust everything that she says.
I will maybe keep the children away.
Thank you.
If she comes around, I can just meet with her in my office. If she asks, I don't know why she would ask. It should be fine.
Yes, I'm. We won't be here long. I don't want to draw any more attention to you. It seemed correct that I do a visit, though. It seemed odd not to, and it would unsettle me.
No, I'm sure Myrtle appreciates it. Please, spend all the time you wish here.
Question. So I've got some money.
Yeah.
I can't remember how we got this money. Can I make sure that this money is correct?
I think you got it from the Vistani when you rescued their daughter.
So I've got
Was that-
13 platinum.
Yes, you did, because they said pick anything in this caravan and you picked the money.
Because I know how this works. Is that 13 platinum shared amongst the group, or was that just Alexander?
What does everyone else have?
I think it ended up.
I've
I think-
got what I started with. So
I think it was each for us at the time. But I'm Cedric now, so Cedric doesn't have that money.
Yeah, you know
I
what? None
wonder
of
if
you would have
someone
any
turned it
influence.
down and Alexander took their share.
I think, yeah, as people have left, you've probably accumulated what was. So you probably do have that. Because what I recollect was it being smaller once you divided it up, but those people are gone.
Okay. Can I hand her 2 platinum?
Are you sure?
I just obviously be careful with it.
Yes, of course.
It's not much, but maybe it will help. feed and clothe the children a bit.
I'm incredibly grateful, of course. I will. If you are to visit, I don't know, do you want me to use it to spoil them, or my instinct is immediately as to, as you say, get anything that they need, but if anything, if I've learnt anything from this week, is that disaster can befall us at any time, so I would want to keep some in the coffers for just in case. I don't know what, but
Do what you see fit. Can I have a look at the children, and do they all have okay shoes, or are they?
oh, everything is really not the best quality. Some of them, you know what? A couple of them, not all of them, you might see in shirts that are way too big for them, like adult shirts. But that's mostly it's pretty poor quality.
It could come to the point where this might not be a safe place to stay, and you might need to move them quickly, and they might need suitable belongings. So I was sure I would buy them what they need, not what they want. It can be later.
That is what I was intending. Of course. When you say it may be that, please just tell us you think there will be another attack. Should I invest in some transport?
Don't know if there'll be another attack, but a fight could very easily break out. Never going to be a safe place whilst in the current political climate. If you think that you would be able to wisely invest in some transport that would be safe for the children, or ease passage out of town or into a particular location, this would help. And if you're able to stay safe until the next time I return, I'll do what I can to help then as well.
Look into it, see what we can potentially afford while still having some left over. Maybe a cart, not the animal.
Just something to transport things, and we might be able to help with the animal at some point. Just stay safe and keep them safe.
And you?
Carry on.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, as this discussion is going on, and Cedric is stood just outside, and he's understanding the seriousness of what's being discussed with them, can he poke his head in and go, I understand that I am perhaps not the most comforting person to see, but if the need is severe enough, I'm willing to supply some additional coin to help you keep your wards safe, and he will hand over 10 gold in addition.
This is so much. I have to question your sanity a little, but if you wish to give this to me, I swear it will be spent on keeping these children safe.
You don't have to question my sanity or thank me for it. I'm a loyal servant of the Morning Lord. It is an obligation to look after children who are in need. Just as somebody had done for me when I was a child.
You'll see when she's talking to you, there is a slight, her eyes will search your face, look at the scars and the stitching. But there is a polite smile. She keeps that any fear or confusion she has shielded, and
If you
thanks.
are if you are curious about my face, I died to help ensure that Alessandro would be able to save Myrtle and themselves, along with some of our other companions.
I can only thank you once more over. I think Myrtle is thriving here. I think she is happy. As happy as you can be after everything that has happened to her and all of us. She is very good at spelling. Her maths needs work. You don't need a report from me, sorry. It's just my nature.
Perhaps she'd make a good scribe for the church at some point.
Yeah, potentially. If you want to spend some time with Myrtle, she'll show you around the house. She'll particularly enjoy taking you into what's like the den area where there are sofas and animal heads on the walls and a bearskin rug.
How old is she again? 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I try and get her to name all of the animals and just...
Oh, she already has.
Brilliant.
But she's named them after the other boys that live here, and they're not. There's a couple of them in the room when you go in there, and they're not mad about it. I mean, the one that's a bear is like, yeah. But what the other one doesn't want to be an elk.
I completely ignore the other kids. I don't care if they're upset by what she says. Completely focused on Myrtle. And I'm gonna just spend a bit of time with her. And as we go to leave, I'm gonna... I'm in the guise of teaching her a magic trick. I'm going to teach her how to hide a gold coin in the palm of her hand.
Ooh.
And I'm going to leave her with that gold coin. So it's just 1 gold to like a 6-year-old. But now I'm just going to whisper, use that with good reason. Don't waste it. It's magic.
The other boys aren't going to find it.
Not if you hide it well.
She'll practice what you teach her, and for that I'll give her advantage.
And if they do find it, you stab them.
That's maybe a little extreme, Alessandro.
Do not let people take things from you that are yours. But she got an 18.
She's a natural. She can hide it.
That's my
It's
girl.
in the making.
There's my little Rogie baby.
Yeah, there are knives in the kitchen. Stab them with those.
If you don't want to hurt them, you can always just threaten them first.
Okay.
You've seen how it's done.
Are you coming back?
I can't promise, but I'll try my best.
Why can't you promise?
Because it's not safe outside these walls.
I know. Why do
Try
you
my
leave
hardest.
the walls?
Pardon?
Why do you leave then?
Because I want to make it safe for you outside of these walls.
Okay. You'll come back.
And that's your magic. And they'll give her a little kiss on the forehead and meet up with the others.
We'll probably leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
I assume our final stop will be Lady Voctor's.
Yep. Do we
Okay, did we get
would we
led off
maybe
the roof?
check in at the Blue Water Inn?
That's what I was thinking as well.
Oh yeah, you can do that, and yes, you can get the lead off the roof, Tom. Alessander is a climbing speed, so I'm sure that would be no bother at all.
What have you got planned, Tomothy? What have you got planned?
So we're gonna create a little, bend the lead to a little cup, and then put a little bit over the top and wrap some vines around it, and then we can put the badges in there when we don't need them.
Oh,
We won't know where we are.
Good idea.
do you know there was a man in the village where I grew up who would wear a little metal hat?
Very wise.
It's made of very thin metal,
Yes, just scraps that he found around the village.
like
Wait.
tin foil.
Did it stop the world getting in, or did it stop his thoughts getting out?
I don't know. He had a lot of thought on a lot of things. We'll see if this works.
Going to be walking round in tinfoil hat.
Uh-huh.
You'll need to find a smithy. Get it that thin. Cool. Thanks for playing. Sorry, really RP heavy again. Nice to remind you what has been, and that things go on behind the scenes. Thanks for falling for my dinner invite.
And you were worried nobody would accept it.
Yes, and
I did. Like I knew that she was in danger. Why did I?
You knew, and having Graham there to explain what happened, so you didn't have to work it out on your own, was really helpful. Thank you.
God damn it!
Until next time, I guess we'll sign off.
bye.